can record yourself speaking, there's going to be a certain loop, a certain pattern of speaking into a microphone and recording your voice and writing your thoughts down. And then each one of these forms of communication has a different purpose within the context of communicating with yourself, and for the goal of learning about yourself and what you're supposed to do in the world. Now, what is the purpose of writing? Writing things down is for really solidifying information. Writing is for establishing what is known. Writing is for writing, you might say, is feminine. Writing, you might say, covers ground that you've already gone over. Writing is not particularly exploratory. I mean, it can be, but the voice is the speech is a lot better. The recorded speech is a lot better for that, because it's much more stream of consciousness. It's much more on the fly, more dynamic. Because what happens when you speak is you speak fast enough. You speak quicker than your thoughts go, right? Well, you can transfer your thoughts to speech faster than you can transfer your thoughts to the paper. And so when you're writing and you have a new thought, you can't write that down because you're writing the thought that you were thinking previously. Whereas when you're speaking, you can finish what you're saying more quickly, and it lets you remember the thought that you had in a sentence. That's why speaking is better than writing for that. So even if you're not recording your voice, perhaps there is a sort of dynamic benefit to be had just by talking to yourself. You write down what you know, and then you just talk to yourself, and that the process of hearing yourself explain things rather than just letting your thoughts mull over, having 20 thoughts every second, not knowing which ones are good and which ones aren't. It's speaking as opposed to pure thought it's more of a presentation, and you have to make it make more sense. It really, I guess, it's the intermediary step between it's not really a step, but it is a sort of a compromise between speaking and writing. Writing lasts for not between speaking. I'm sorry, not between speaking and writing. Between thinking and writing. Writing lasts forever, but it's only one thought at a time. I mean, you're probably only going to be able to write one thought total when you sit down to write. You sit down, you write down one thought, and you're done. You have to think of something else. Recording your voice is, in a way, writing, but better. At the same time, there's an advantage to the visual aspect of writing on paper, because your eye glances from one part of the page to another, and if you look at what you've written in the right order, you can generate a new thought, whereas you can't listen to your voice at that same sort of speed. So what order do we have to... We have thought, we have speech, we have writing. Writing. Speech is solidified thought. Writing is solidified speech. Thought is best provoked from writing, from what is written. Thought, speech, writing. And now what rate, what frequency does this cycle have to operate on? How do you know that it's time to transition? Well, thoughts flow into speech. No, that's not the same thing. If you're being recorded, then you're making a presentation. If your speech is being recorded, you're sort of making a presentation, and that sort of stifles other thoughts you might be having at the same time because of the self-consciousness aspect of it. And so if thought is really going to be provoked, the thinking. Now, what's the difference between thinking and reading? For thinking, as in thinking, aka meditating, just sitting with your eyes closed, letting ideas float through your mind. What's the difference between that and reading to provoke thought? Reading, I guess, is more focused because you know exactly what you're. Yes, sitting and meditating probably is more dangerous, more riskier, probably. If you want to think with a piece of paper in front of you. Think while you're eyes are trained on the page. On a book, no. You read the book, explain your understanding with words, and then solidify your understanding using your recording of your words onto the page. And then use your understanding that you've written onto the page to spark more thoughts. It's that sort of cycle. And then, questions will lead to research will lead to more writing, etc. That seems pretty good, actually. Seems pretty good.